The syllabus of GS1 can be sliced into 4 sections: Geography, History, Art and Culture, and Indian Society. Now let us examine how we can write good answers for each of these sections. Geography is generally scoring in the sense that questions are straightforward and there is immense scope for maps and diagrams. If one can write good answers to these questions and max out the scores, they'll tend to have a great overall GS1 score as well. There are some aspects that you need to incorporate in your geography answers to make them stand out. First, add maps and diagrams for every question in geography. It can be a map or a chart that depicts the location or a pattern, or a diagram that conveys additional information in less time and space. For drawing maps, one need not have precise data or figures to depict in the charts. You can always draw a map and categorize broadly, such as high, medium, and low, or above national average, at national average, and below national average. For example, for a question like critically examine the challenges faced by India in upscaling solar power as part of its energy basket. Now, for such a question, you may not know the precise solar power potential at each location in India, but you can make an educated guess by broadly categorizing the whole country into 3 different areas, such as areas with high solar potential, those with medium potential, and those with low potential. This will help you in drawing the map and depicting in a chart. Further, in geography answers, try to substantiate your points with names of locations. For example, if there is a question that pertains to Mediterranean climate, mention at least 2-3 examples that fall under this category. Similarly, if there is a question on watershed management, try to come up with examples such as Hiware Bazar or Ralegaon Siddhi of Maharashtra. More the examples, better your answer. Also, wherever possible, add the human element in your answer. Example, for a geographical question on monsoon, we can add a human element such as how it impacts the cropping pattern and how it affects the local population. Lastly, in geography answers, wherever apt, connect your answers to current affairs. For a question on urbanization, try to link to government's smart city project. This way, you can enrich your geography answer content. Next, we move on to art and culture and history. In art and culture and history, the content is static, questions are straightforward, and any serious aspirant can read them well. In art and culture and history, the content is static, questions are straightforward, and any serious aspirant can answer them well. However, you can use the following guidelines to write better and effective answers. In art and culture, there are specific topics which can be illustrated, such as Worli art, Buddhist stupas, temple architectural styles, which can be depicted via diagrams. For drawing these, there is no need for being accurate or absolutely precise. Just try to get the basics right. The same goes for history too, especially in world history topics, where you can label and draw proper maps to depict a phenomenon. For example, if there is a question on decolonization post World War II, for this you can draw a map and depict the decolonization process which led to birth of new nations. Secondly, in recent years, the questions being asked in art and culture tend to be analytical. Now, answering such questions requires special effort while preparing. When you're reading art and culture topics, always ask yourself the significance of a particular type of art, what such art symbolizes or conveys, and what it tells us about those prevailing conditions in which such art was produced. This will give you the analytical perspective of the subject and gives an insight into the social, economical, and political conditions of those times. This perspective will help you answer analytical questions of art and culture with ease. Now we move on to Indian society. This section can be challenging in the sense that the questions tend to be vague, generic, and the challenge for aspirants is to try and come up with an objective answer within 200 words. So there are few pointers that you can use to help you write effective answers for topics under Indian society. First, prepare definitions of all the terms that are mentioned in the syllabus under this section, such as globalization, secularism, regionalism, etc. These definitions would usually form the introduction to your answers. For example, if there is a question on secularism, your introduction should start with a definition such as secularism means separation of religion from the state and its politics. It treats religion as a private personal affair. Having such a framework ready will save you the trouble of coming up with good introductions then and there in the exam hall. Second, do prepare good statistics for topics mentioned in the syllabus under Indian society. This will make your answers stand out and doesn't sound too generic. Another thing that helps in making your answer objective are the subheadings. They also help you in sticking to the topic that is asked and not steering away from the question. Now let's go through a sample question which is asked recently in UPSC mains. It says, what is water stress? How and why does it refer regionally in India? Now this question has three distinct parts. One asking about what is water stress, second one about how it varies regionally, and third part about why does it differ regionally. Our answer should also be accordingly segregated into these three components. So you start the answer by defining what is water stress. So you say water stress is a situation where the demand for water outstrips the available quantity in the region. India, you can also throw in a statistic that says India is home to nearly 17% of world's population but has only 4% of the world's fresh water. Also add a chart that shows the declining per capita fresh water from 1947 to 20 and to projected figures of 2050. Now this forms a good introduction to your answer. You have added certain value to the question that is asked instead of writing vague opinionated statements. Next, you discuss how water stress varies regionally. Here you draw an India map broadly delineating areas with high, medium and low water stress. Now these need not be absolutely perfect, but a broad categorization would do just fine. Then you move on to third part of the question, why it varies, that is the reasons. Here you discuss various reasons across multiple dimensions, that is geographical, economic, agriculture and government policy, along with examples such as Yamuna River in Delhi, Bellandur Lake in Bangalore, to make your point. And then finally you conclude with a way forward, listing down 3-4 points which include water conservation, circuit construction, effective urban planning, increasing forest cover, etc., etc., which are the solutions to the problem of water stress. And finally end the answer with a line on sustainable development goal number 6 of provision of clean water to everybody to wrap up your answer.